Let me jump on this one quickly while I'm doing a deep dive on this Jeffrey Epstein piece. Now, it's been brought to my attention that Jeffrey Epstein had a policy of which it was believed that no black girls were allowed on his island. Wow. Well, not wow, because, boy, I know how they get down. You know what I mean? I know how they get down. But that for me is just, boy, well, let me look at that. Let's examine that, yeah? There are a few instances. I've seen a few pictures. Assumedly, I'm going to say, of Trump holding black children, yeah? I've seen one, okay? And do look up, is it Lisa Phillips? She seems to be of mixed race appearance, who was apparently trafficked by Epstein. And she's given a few interviews. I'm sure many of you who have also done a deep dive will know who I'm referring to, okay? So let's put a qualifier on that and say, well, to be specific, Epstein did not want dark-skinned black women, or black women per se, on his island, okay? Now, this is where it gets tricky, okay? Looking at some of the comments, okay, I'm hearing rebuttals from black women saying, oh, as if to say, thank goodness for that, amen, and so forth, and so forth. We'll go on to that in a minute. But let me just quickly get the comment up, which goes along the lines of an exchange between Epstein and someone called Jeff. Just a brief abridged quotation of that, of which it is said, Jeff gave in at some point and told him, yes, I'll find some friends. Jeff wanted young, fresh meat girls, V's, you know, of which Epstein told him, don't bring any N-words. So, basically, you know, in terms of being on his island, didn't want any N-words, which, you know, raises, well, doesn't raise any issues. It is what it is. But then again, you see, like I said, a lot of people are saying, you know, rejection is protection, amen, and all sorts. Listen, if Epstein turned around and said, yeah, bring the sisters in, there'd be a queue from, Epstein Islands to London. Guaranteed. Be a global queue. You know what I mean? So, people are saying all this off the back of rejection, yeah, which they're saying is racism, which is protection. But at the same time, if he turned around and said, yeah, bring on the sisters, you know, they'd be like, huh. Well, if he said bring on the sisters, and it all turned out that this was the case, what he was doing, I guarantee there'd be no comments whatsoever in any of these pages. Similarly to that DJ, is it DJ Kid? The Caucasian DJ who infected all those black girls with HIV? Look at all the comments there, you know, because in one breath he's down for you, but in the second breath it's a negative. That'd be the same with Epstein if he turned around and said, bring the sisters. Yeah, they'd be flocking. There'd be tens and thousands of them, because he's a billionaire, right? If it all turned out that it was all for a negative, it's all based on a negative, boy, there'd be that confusion, which we're so used to seeing. But anyway, let me see some of the comments here, yeah? I'll drop some of the comments in there before I wrap this up. Here's one. I'm glad racism saved us. We've been through so much already. Okay. Another one. Reading that makes me happy because little black girls been through enough already at this point. Fair enough, fair enough. Another thing, melanin has protects us from, he won't, another thing melanin has protect us from, won't he do it? Okay, maybe a bot, I don't know. There's a few others here, a few others. Here's a good one. Here's a good one. We weren't allowed on the Titanic either. That's a good one. Our blackness protected us. Okay. A win is a win. Happy Black History Month. Okay. They don't want black girls because we fight. True. It's true. The first time in history black women are saved by racism. That's funny. Naomi Campbell has been on the island and she's black. Good point, but she's a supermodel, isn't she? Big difference. Reading that has made me happy because little black girls been through enough. Yeah, I read that one. Okay, it's a wrap. But it is what it is, and it is what it is. Later.